mind is because negative. And even after dying, the dying process will be very painful. Even after dying, then it will knock you, like wake up, suddenly after sleeping. And not only that, it comes with a dream. So the environment after death, the Bardo environment, this state of negative state of mind can then create very fierce and terrifying terror environment. You see? So at least to settle the mind, positive, the state of mind, pure at the moment of dying, devotion, compassion, love, kindness, at least peaceful mind. This will help the journey after death. Because the state of mind before dying is very powerful. It's same like the state of mind before we go to sleep, Do you get what I mean? Okay, good. As a practitioner, so they set their mind, in such a positive way with the practice. They take refuge, they can pray, and they can, even they cannot do like when they are still active, When they are laying down, the deep down, the mind can still do. At that time, we in the Himalayan region, then Bardo teaching, a master come and remind him in his ear. Even he cannot hear seemingly, but deep down he can hear, and it becomes a very good reminder for him to keep the mind in that way. So at least, if possible, devotion, compassion, and if 100% possible, most fortunately, then rest on the nature of mind. The nature of mind. Because when we are alive, we train in that realization of wisdom and compassion, isn't it? So, in that state, if we can keep ourselves, wow, then it's really, really wonderful. Okay? So this is how we should do when we die, and how we should help when somebody is dying. And if possible, there are blessing pills made, mixed with so many relics of great masters, and many different, blessing substances mixed together and then made into a pills. When somebody dies, giving these kind of pills will also help them. Okay? And chanting will also help. The main thing is then providing the environment. He can at least be peaceful, not negative, in another state of mind. Thank you. So, thanks. So this is the things that we should keep in our mind, yeah? Then, after that, the meeting of two elements as a final death, and which might take, 1 day, 2 days, 24 hours, 48 hours, 3 days, up to, okay? Then after 3 days, if we fail to recognize all those nature of mind during the different dissolution of the dying process, sad. It's very sad. The whole life we try, and the golden chance now is missed. And now we will then kind of wake up. Because normal people, they will faint, when the two element meets. They will faint. When our body started, that time also faint. When two element meets, the mind of the person goes into that, that's the moment then he feel like, lost into a darkness. Then slowly, it grows that all very well. Yeah? And then at the end also when we die, the final meeting of two elements, again is same. For the ordinary people, they get completely lost in darkness and then fainted. But practitioner is different. You see. So it's very sad actually to go to find ourselves, after 3 days in Bardo. It's very sad actually. Really, really sad. The golden chance is gone. Because, the physical body which is covering the nature of mind is broken. There is no more, it is holding it, covering it. Innerly, all 84,000 negative thoughts are all ceased. There is no cloud to cover the nature of mind. And the mind is then, inwardly, what you call that? Focus. Nature of mind is then face to face. And that's the moment we can just grab to say like, yes, this is my mother, and and then be enlightened. But we lost that because we couldn't really make ourselves as swallow during the lifetime. So this is very sad. Okay? After 3 days, then the person finds himself kind of, waking up from a deep sleep, even no dream. Very deep sleep, but not sound sleep. Then wakes up and feels like something is wrong, When we feel something is wrong, then we go to our mother, if you are close to the mother, or father, whoever you are close to, isn't it? Then we go directly to the house, the home, because we feel something is wrong. Then go to home, talk to everybody. But now the situation is different. Very sad. You talk to them, but everybody is ignoring. Nobody is responding you. Then you feel very rejected. Can you imagine? The most loving people, the family member who rejects for no reason, we get the most upset and disappointed, isn't it usually? This is what exactly happens there. Feeling so ignored, rejected, very down, And he does not still acknowledge that he is dead. But as a practitioner, now we know the Dharma. We should know. By the time when we feel waking up from a deep sleep, that means, nothing has happened. I have died, And the sad thing is I've missed the most important part. I couldn't attain enlightenment. That's very sad. Now I have to be very careful, you see. So, this is the instruction. Because now we have no more physical body. It's a mental body, like a body in a dream. Even there is no real body in a dream. When the tiger chases you, how scary, isn't it? We really feel it. Same in the Bardo. But since it is mental body, thinking is reaching. Okay? The moment you think, you reach. Remember yesterday the test? Remember? The mind is as quick as that, You think of something, the mind goes immediately. Think, reach, almost the same time. At the moment, body has a connection with this, so it comes back. But after dying, no more physical body, then the mind cannot come back, as some to say, this is my body. But still, he does not acknowledge his death. Okay? But this moment is one very good chance. Still, we can take care of ourselves. Grab the opportunity. Because at that time, you have no more disturbances at that time yet, occurred. Not yet. So at that time, if you can really remember the instructions on mind. What is the nature of mind? Okay, this is what I was taught and this is what I practiced. Focus on that. The moment you focus on your nature of mind, enlighten. Instantly. Thinking is reaching. Either way, positively or negatively. You see? If we fail that, if not enough instruction practice in this living time, then we fail that. Again, go further. Now, the light, like 6:30 something, the sunrise, then not only as a light or rays, now actual light then is very, very challengingly comes, isn't it, from the eastern side in the morning, isn't it? So same, now the nature of mind, then it shines ever most challenging, It is said that the shiny light that we encounter in the third Bardo, so this is after 3 days when we wake up, that's the starting of third Bardo, okay? When we then gets up from there, that moment, after that, then we started seeing the third Bardo's environment. What we see is then the light. The light is like one sun, today, one sun we cannot really stand to look at, isn't it? With our own bare eye. But when this sun is multiplied, 1,000 times, can you imagine how it would look? What a challenging it would be, So this kind of light will shine forth. And that's nothing else but the nature of mind that shines. Okay? Actually, when we look at the sun and moon, what do you think? They really shine, and we don't fuel, we don't put battery. Nobody is actually doing it. But why they shine and we see? And at the same time, why the owl, the bird owl, cannot see that, the light? Because I often go to teach in village and many other places. And I meet quite a lot of, students, university students. Then we were discussing few things. And they questioned me about how can you explain there is a past life and future life. He asked me, then I explained. We can see so many evidences that can prove. For example, one example I gave him. When, let's say, a cow, gives birth to a baby cow, the baby cow, after born, even he cannot stand well, but he knows how to find the milk. Isn't it? Nobody teach. The mother does not purposely, stand in the direction, but the baby finds easily. Nobody teach. But how does that happen? Then I told, this is one evidence that we are used to, the habit. When you go your home, you don't need to be careful, when you go up, down your room, you're very free, isn't it? Easily But me, as a new people, then I have to be very careful, which is the door, how is the stair, everything, isn't it? So because of habit from past lives and lifetime, to find the milk of the mother in that way. So immediately after born, they can find it. That's a habit. Then students say, he's a university student. He say, no, that's wrong. I explain you. This is what you believe. But actually fact is, the chemical reaction, biological chemical reaction, the baby and the mother has a biological relation, biological chemical reaction. That makes how it finds, Then I told him, what makes that biological chemical react in that way? then he doesn't have any answer. Then finally we have to then say, it is because of karma. The karma controls the biological reaction, and that makes in that way, functions in that way. Yes, I agree. Biological reaction also is there. But karma is then again the master controlling behind, you see. So in that way, when we see sun and moon here, we take it very granted. But in fact, they are actually creation of our mind, isn't it? To accept this is very difficult, but we have no other choices. Okay? The sun and moon we see now is because of our mind creates, not that they really inherently truly exist. You see. So in the Bardo, the nature of mind then shines in the form of 100,000 sun shining, forth at once. The nature of mind, you should keep in mind. Again, not only there is a sound, the light, but the light with the sound. Remember yesterday I told you the thundering sound? So challenging that we cannot even imagine listening, hearing. The thunder that we hear here is like multiplied 100,000 times or 1,000 times, whatever. It's very challenging. Cannot stand. This is what we hear as a sound of nature of mind. The piercing rays, as I told you yesterday, this is also what then happens, we see in the third Bardo as the nature of mind. Okay? No matter how dangerous it looks, but you should accept this is nothing. This is the environment of Bardo. This is what happens in the Bardo. And I'm in the third Bardo, and I have to understand these are nothing terrifying, but if I understand, these are the nature of my own mind. These are the projection of my own mind. These are the creation of my own mind. Then again remind yourself of Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. Generate devotion, compassion. Pray. And then with one pointed concentration on your meditation practice, accept that to be your nature of mind. The moment you realize that, enlighten. The chances are there. Okay? So this is what happens. And don't think this is only happened to the Buddhists. No, it's a universal. After dying, whoever it might be, happens equally. This is not really a Buddhist thing. Then after that, if possible, then we can realize and maintain our concentration in that nature of mind, then get enlightenment. If not possible, we fail again, then we will go further. Then the first day in the third Bardo, then will shine, in the form of color. The whole thing, the environment then will be like fully colorful, is a white color. White color, not only the lights now, lights with the forms. Now the forms, exactly 6:30 something, then not only the lights but the form of the sun we see, isn't it? The physical form of the sun we see, isn't it? Same thing happens. The nature of mind then even comes with the forms. But that time, don't think, make sure these are nothing else but your own nature of mind. The form then comes not as a sun, but as an image, what we call as a Buddha images. Okay? Maybe in the form of devas. Okay? The first deva then will come is then what we call Buddha Vajra Sattva. Okay? Buddha Vajra Sattva. Now you might get confused. What's that? Who's that again? Who is that Buddha Vajra Sattva? We only know Shakyamuni. Or some more we just hear Amitabha, isn't it? Who's that We will feel that. Buddha Vajrasattva. Let me again give you the same logic yesterday I explained. We have 5 poison, isn't it? Anger, attachment, and jealousy, pride, ignorance. 5. Yeah? Because these are the negative ones, temporary ones. And these has the opposite element, isn't it? Clear? Like the day and night, light and dark. Same, huh? When our anger is transformed, changed, purified or enlightened, that time the anger energy then becomes wisdom. Keep in mind. The wisdom called wisdom, mirror-like wisdom. Mirror-like wisdom. Okay? That is, mirror can reflect everything. Okay? So I don't want to explain what is that wisdom exactly. It's like talking about anger. What is anger, Okay, so you just roughly get the idea. When anger is removed, totally transformed, enlightened, let's say, that time, then that energy becomes wisdom of mirror. Okay, out of 5 wisdom. Because of anger, it can also form the hell, the physical hell, isn't it? Remember? Similarly, that wisdom, mirror-like wisdom, can also form the form of Buddha Vajrasattva. Is that clear? Buddha Vajrasattva. Like the anger has its branches, okay? Anger is not only one thing, Anger has then associations, related to ignorance, related to jealousy, related to pride, related to all these negative things. He has so many departments, groups. So similarly, the mirror-like wisdom also has not only one Buddha Vajrasattva, but it has, family. To make understandable, let's call it family. Buddha Vajrasattva's family. Like anger, we have the anger's creation is a hell. Hell has so many different categories, roughly 18. Yeah. So it has its own sort of community. Similarly, the wisdom, mirror-like wisdom, also has its own, what do you call that? Family, let's say. Okay? So there are like bodhisattva's form, male and female form, Buddha Vajrasattva himself in a white form, holding Vajra in his chest, left hand holding a bell, together, union with the female Buddha Vajrasattva. All these forms then we will see. The size is then not small. It varies, Some are very big, bigger than the universe. Some are mountain size, some are small, like table size or whatever. Okay? Some are like very small. But roughly, the Buddha Vajrasattva's family then appear during the 3rd Bardo as the first day. Okay? After the light, now we see the sun physical form. Similarly, we see the form of Buddha Vajrasattva and family. Okay? Again, if we are not trained, instructed, practiced, guided, then we at that time fail to recognize that to be our own nature of mind. We fail to recognize that, to realize that. That time, then we fail. We considered it, again we fabricated with our mind, this is monster, demon. I watched a documentary film on Discovery Channel, I think, few years back. Then they were talking about one monasteries and culture in the Himalayan region, So they go inside the monastery and then they have wall paintings. Some of the wall paintings are very wrathful, violent looking, And then those people who made the documentary have no idea what is that thing. And then they say, these are the things that Buddhists in the Himalayan region, influenced by the shamanism sort of concept and rituals and practices. Demons. He said, the demons, the Buddhist demons. It's very sad actually, those people, they broadcast all over the world and they say, Buddhist demons. Do we have any Buddhist demons? Okay. Not knowing is always a problem, It's very sad actually. The nature of mind is then, I tell you one joke. Many of my friends who listened to me before, they heard it. It's very relevant here, in one very remote place, father and mother and son. Father died one day, and then mother asked the son to get married. Then he marries a girl, and then mother asked, and the wife also asked him, okay, so far father has been taking care of us, now you have to take care of us. And the city area, we have never been, and people are all talking about that. You go and see. For the first time, he's going from that region, okay? So, he goes to the city area. He feels like, totally in another planet. Then he sees things around in the market. Very curious, so many things to see. But he finds very strange thing, mirror. He finds a mirror, and then he picks it up. What is this thing? When he looks into that mirror, then he feels very emotional, Why? Is because he felt he saw his father in it. But actually he was seeing his own face. But he's seeing it for the first time, his own face for the first time. They had no mirror in their village. Okay? So, first time. And he maybe looked like more to the father. So, father passed away and he's here. City, everybody talks. I think it is worth it, He passed away, we cannot get it back, no way, but city area, there's such thing, we can even bring the dead people back. So, I take him back, then he will take care of the family, so I don't have to do anything. And what could be more happy news, to the family, and especially the mother than this. So he carries and then runs to the house, but a little bit nervous, to share the things. Then he was like a little bit changed mood, and then keep closing the door, and then looks at himself alone, And mother and especially the wife got very suspicious. This guy is something's wrong, The one time when he comes out, the wife then runs in to close the door to search around. Then she finds a mirror under table. And she looks into the mirror, then she cries. Very loud crying. Screams. The mother-in-law was very worried. What happened? She comes. And then his wife told, look, what has your son done to me? We sent him to do business in the city area. Now he comes up with another wife. Okay? And then mother, snatched the thing, looked into, and she cries even louder. So badly crying. What makes him, such a stupid decision? If he wanted to marry another girl, he should have talked to us. What makes him to bring this all ugly kind of looking wife? Because the wife didn't know. It was her own face. The mother also didn't know her own face. You see? Not knowing is always the problem. Clear? In the Bardo also, the same thing. Actually, it is nothing else. It's on our nature. But even hearing this now, you feel it like, strange, But actually the fact is this. Okay? After that then, if we are good and fortunate enough, the first day with this thing, realizing nature, we will get enlightened. Very easy. So the moment we see this form, okay, this is Buddha Vajrasattva, which is also one aspect of my wisdom mind, and which is nature of mind. I take refuge in Buddha Vajrasattva, and this is the golden chance. Even I miss those, in the past. I'm going to grab this. Enlighten. If we fail again, the next day, everything is yellowish, the colors and everything. The form of Buddha also comes, known as the Buddha Ratna Sambhava. Buddha Ratna Sambhava. Okay, the Buddha Ratna Sambhava, and these names also have very good symbolic names. These has very great meanings. I don't want to go details. Because we have a lot of things still to cover up. And he sees the Buddha Ratna Sambhava family and all these things, similar, but all in yellow color. And that time, again, is our own nature of mind. We should remind ourselves, with the instructions, blessings of Buddha, invoke the blessings of Buddha, and then pray. And then generate the devotion in them. And there is a light shining forth, from the Buddha's body to our heart and mind. The eye. We cannot really stand, but it's okay. Accept it. This is to be our own nature. Just gaze, generate devotion, and then maintain, the what do you call that? The alertness, let's say, mindfulness, and then mix. The moment you take refuge is the moment you mix yourself and then the Buddha's form. It's like mother and son meeting, after some time. In a huge crowd, the mother sees the baby sees mother. They can recognize out of 100 people easily, isn't it? So something like that. The third day, there is 100% again chances for enlightenment. The third day, the second Buddha, the yellow one, the next day one. Again, see, we have 5 here. Melong ishi, soto ishi, chatub ishi, ching ishi, nyami ishi. The wisdom of equality. Okay? Decha, shedang, timuk, ngajal. We have arrogant, pride, ego. When this is transformed, purified, enlightened, let's say, the opposite element of this, then it's called another wisdom. Okay? The opposite element is another wisdom. The wisdom called the wisdom of equality. Wisdom of equality. Okay? The wisdom of equality. And because the pride the negative emotion of pride and ego can create the heavenly realm, the God realm, the world of the the heavens, with the physical form, atmosphere, land and all. The same opposite energy, the wisdom of equanimity, then also has the same potential to come up with the physical form of Buddha, Ratna Sambhava, and then with the Pure Land, with all the surroundings. Okay? The family, let's say. Okay? So this is what happens. Again, it's a golden chance. If we fail again, because of lack of, our instruction, practice, everything, then we fail again. See how sad every time we lose. Just because we didn't try, be serious here now in this living time. So the third day, then everything turns into red. And the red atmosphere, in the middle there is a Buddha, red Buddha, called Buddha Amitabha. See? Buddha Amitabha. And maybe those who have been following Mahayana, practicing Pure Land, when we say Buddha Amitabha, it looks like, this is the guy we know, isn't it? But the rest of what is that? Ratna Sambhava and Vajrasattva, I don't know them. We feel it, but actually is all of our own aspect of our own mind. Clear? So we have desire. We have desire. The opposite of the desire, the opposite element of the desire, or when the desire is transformed or enlightened, changed, purified, that time the wisdom of then discrimination. And that is the nature of Buddha Amitabha. And that can also form the physical form of Buddha Amitabha with the pure land atmosphere of Buddha Amitabha, which we practice by saying, reciting Amitabha. Yeah? Clear? Now, you know who is Buddha Amitabha? It's here in your own mind. The wisdom aspect of your own nature of mind. Clear? Yeah? And now we have reason. If you have questions about these things, then you should also ask the questions about your own emotion in a negative way, the other way around. Why anger? And anger can form all these. Why attachment? And that can come up with all this existence and so on. The logic goes saying, if anger is something that we can accept, why not then the opposite element? You see? This is just a clue. Again, same, the instruction is same. Realize is to be your nature. Possible, take refuge in them. Realizing this to be your nature and maintain in that. If not possible, take them to be your, object of refuge, like Buddha, Dharma and Sangha coming in this form. And then take refuge in them with the devotion. Instruction is that you will become enlightened in an instant moment, and that's 100% guaranteed. Because still, now you are playing with yourself. There is no negative emotions playing at this moment. You are actually directly present, barely present to your own nature of mind, face to face. You see? It's like now 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, almost. The sun is then very close, getting warmer. But all of those Buddhas coming will look peaceful. If we fail again, that day, the next day then will be Buddha, the green Buddha called Buddha Amogha Siddha. Okay? Again, we have jealousy, isn't it? And jealousy word is what? Asura. In the negative way, when you use the same logic, opposite way, the jealousy transformed, enlightened, purified, that becomes then the wisdom called, the wisdom of accomplishment. Okay? Wisdom accomplishment. Because jealousy is actually to accomplish, to achieve something. But because we can't, then we get jealous. So to achieve, then we have to be competitive, isn't it? Competition, in another word, simply to put, is then jealous. To be jealous. Isn't it? Because I want to be the first. I want to be the one, isn't it? Accomplish. So the wisdom of accomplish in the opposite way. That's called Buddha Amogha Siddha. And why I say yellow, green, white, red, all is a color of direction. East, white, south, yellow, red, western, and then green is the north. Northern. These are called the color of directions. Okay, 4 directions color. Okay, so when we say Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land practice, isn't it? When we do Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land practice, then it is said the Pure Land of the Buddha Amitabha is somewhere in the west. And many people, even say, then that could be America. But actually we are not talking about any physical outer direction. It is talking about the direction of our nature of mind. You see? So the different direction of our nature of mind, different aspect of our nature of mind. Buddha Amitabha then is considered to be the western aspect of the mind, the nature of mind. That's why then it is said west, west, west. It's not America. Huh? Okay? Yeah. So after that, the 5th day then comes. Everything blue. Everything blue. Then Buddha also appears, known as Buddha Berochana. Buddha Berochana, complete in blue form with the family and everything. Again we use the same logic, opposite way. We have ignorance, isn't it? We don't do we? Or don't we? Ignorance we have. The opposite element of ignorance is called then the wisdom of, what is it? The wisdom of Dharma Dhatu. The Dharma Dhatu. Okay? So whatever, these are the subject that you have to still go in detail, but roughly you can understand that to be the opposite element of what is ignorant. Okay? Is that clear? So when ignorant can really come up with all those negativity and everything as a center of the PowerPoint of all the emotions, then the wisdom of Dharma Dhatu then is also possible with the form and everything, all the land and all this, the pure land. Okay, so that comes in the day 5th. All a very peaceful way, so pleasing and appeasing. Okay, so the instruction again same. Number 1, remind yourself of the mind instruction, the nature of mind. Understand that to be your nature of mind. Remain, maintain, enlighten. If not, take refuge in the Buddhas, pray, generate devotion. Okay, so this is what we can do. But still lack of all those practices in instruction, then if we fail, the 6th day, then all those, the 5 day, one by one coming Buddhas, then come in group at once together. We couldn't stand those, 5 days each and every, peacefully coming environment. We couldn't stand. Can you imagine now, all of them coming together, we can really stand? But in fact, the reality is then again the same. It's like a mother, trying to teach her children. She will buy, okay, my child, I will get you this chocolate, that, what do you call that, toys and all the playthings, please study well, behave well, all this. The mother will try her best. But the child is getting naughtier and then not understanding, then she will slowly has to change expression, a little bit wrathful, a little bit aggressive, and the words also, don't, I say, something like that, isn't it? The mother gets a little bit changed, aggressive, more powerful. But still the children don't understand, then the mother has to be really quite almost 50% angry, isn't it? And still the children does not understand, then the mother then has to, high up the temperature, isn't it? 60%, 70%, 80% beat and then teach. So, similarly, our nature also tries, functions in that way. Because of this is our nature, that's why the mother also have the same kind of character, to train the children. Is not the mother, her own philosophy. No. Why she does it? First she will try peacefully, then slowly gets angry, and finally beat. Why she does that? Why she cannot, start from beating first? Okay, first beat, and then become a little bit, 50% peaceful, 30% peaceful, and then less and less and less, and then finally give chocolate, Why don't the mothers do that? Because it is human nature. It is our nature, you see. That's why the nature of mind functions, you see, in the Bardo, in the same manner. This shows who we are and how our nature functions, you see. So this is one thing. The nature of mind. The 6th day, then all comes together, which is more challenging. But the instruction is same. Remind yourself of the instructions. Realize it as your nature of mind. Maintain enlightenment. One instant moment can give you enlightenment. One instant moment can differentiate the samsara and nirvana. You see? Okay, so another thing, if we fail on that day also, the day 6 also, then day 7th, then they are changed again. Not only coming in group, now they are coming even more in worse sort of, looks. Very wrathful. But I wouldn't say it's very, that means only 50%. Semi-wrathful. Half smiley, half angry, all these, So the nature of mind, when as a projector projects, displays, that change every day, every moment. Changing. It is getting more challenging. The seventh day is semi-wrathful, and which is even more challenging than the day 6. Very, very challenging. There are all kinds of sounds of musics, and then different kinds of forms, and different kinds of devas, very wrathful, and then so kind of, what do you call that, rough and tough kind of nature, character, all these we'll see. And that time, people really will, I don't know how to handle, So this is very difficult to handle at that time. And the instruction is same. Realize it as the nature of mind, maintain, enlighten, or understand it to be the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. Then generate good devotion, and always remind yourself of your Guru and instructions. Keep the devotion at least. This will help. Okay, day 8, then it completely becomes wrathful. Very wrathful. The peaceful looking Buddhas. Now you again don't let your mind go, where these wrathful things coming. See, it started as a mirage, the light. And then slowly it grew up as the sunlight, thousand sunlight. Then not only that, but also coming with the sound and rays, form, peaceful form, one by one, and then all coming combined together, and even not, even as a wrathful form, semi-wrathful form, they came up. And then day 8, it completely becomes wrathful, which we usually call it then, we maybe call it what you call it, demons, but actually not demon, that's the nature of mind. Okay. The nature of mind then display in that way. Okay. Can you imagine the spirit, the demons, the ghosts that we talk about today? We don't believe to really, say there are all kinds of ghosts and spirit that people talk about, but it is not really what we think also, there is no ghost. No, there is a ghost and spirits. When I was in retreat, and then some of my friends, they send offerings, and one time one of the persons sent bunch of matches to make the fire, matches. And which company it comes, I don't remember, but there is a kind of quote, on each matches. And one quote goes, one ghost asks the other, do you believe in human? Like we ask each other, do you believe in ghost, spirit? See, we cannot say no, 100%. Yes, there are, but we cannot really say yes that everybody talks about. You see? So day 8, our own nature of mind then becomes completely wrathful. The hairs are all fire. The sizes of all those are like, really crazy. Bigger than universe and mountains and all. Then you might wonder, how come then if this is bigger than the mountain, how can we really figure out, which is hand and which is head? But you all know what you call that, Jakarta. You've been here, you see here. Can you close your eyes and think of Jakarta? Do you see only part of the Jakarta or the whole thing? Yeah? Because it is our mind looking at it, not these two eyes, in the Bardo. So no matter how big the size, the mind can really perceive it. Understand? Clear? Day 8, day 9, day 10, 11, 12. All those wrathful forms, one after the other, up to day 12 comes. But when I kept talking, saying day, 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 is the duration of, a practitioner's, meditation period. How long he can one-pointed concentration, he can keep 10 minutes in the Bardo, and that's 10 minutes, is one day. If you can maintain that concentration focus 24 hours, and that's exactly same as our. If we can keep our concentration more than a week, then one day in Bardo, when I say day, is then about 1 week. If we can maintain that years, one day in Bardo, then that could be years. If our concentration we can keep only for a moment, that one day is a moment. You see? So there is no specific thing. Up to 12 days, these are then displayed, manifested in that way. Nature of mind.